There are 3 games available. There are 3 games available.
Of a grip on the game. Brentford then forced their way back into the match, breaking away down the right hand side. It was midfielder Jensen who fed it in towards Bryant and Buemo. He cut infield onto his left foot, curled a shot, beating Kike Garcia, but it came back off the inside of the post and was eventually scrambled away by Leeds. So the home side just about hanging on there. They did break away down the other end. Patrick Bamford going in for a header, didn't quite manage to get the right connection, came out to the edge of the box to Mateusz Klich. His shot was saved by David Ryan. 0-0.
It is, and halfway through the first half, Leeds United 0, Brentford 0. So, maybe an opportunity for Jensen to sling the ball into the mixer. So, now free kick given away by Calvin Phillips is about 45 yards out. What can he do? Ball straight in, headed straight out by Calvin Phillips. Percentage ball lobbed back in by Enrico. Poor defensive header from Alioski, but he's helped out there, and haven't seen too much of Jack Harrison. Just comes to help out, and then Forshaw, slight tug of the shirt for him, but he gets rid of the ball. Finds White, finds Dallas toward the halfway line. Leeds. Dallas finds a good ball for Calvin Phillips inside, and then nearly gives it away, but lucky to get it back. Well read that by Christian Norgard, the Dane, who spent last year in Florence. So never a bad team to play for Fiorentina. Fans are dead passionate. I don't think he played enough though, really. So obviously the Championship a good place to play. As Leeds now drive forward through Alioski. Good little run from him. He finds Harrison at the byline, trying to do a little dribble there. Fights hard. Alioski gets the ball in. Oh, got the heads! Oh. And Bamford there just heading over the goal frame. There's a looping ball in, but he just couldn't get over the top of that, Bamford. But he found the gap between 2 centre-backs.
Yeah, he was just behind Pontus Jansson and Ethan Pinnock in that pocket of space. Lovely ball in, and that's the advantage, isn't it, of having someone like Alioski playing as a left back as he is tonight. But he'll get forward, he'll be able to put good quality ball in, same as Dallas on that right hand side. He's a winger really that has been forced out a little bit deeper, so both flanks they've got good players that can put delivery in, and I think Bamford will look back on that one and think he probably should have done a little bit better. I think he went up slightly too soon. He seemed to be coming down as he made contact with the ball, and then that makes it difficult to get over the top of it, and it balloons over the crossbar.
Pontus Jansson put under a bit of pressure there as Pinnock joins him, and little lollipop there, but Forshaw ends up putting the ball out of play after good work by Norgard in the middle. So it is a throw for the Bees deep in their own territory. Pinnock will take it, and he's looking for support. Norgard is there. Rico Henry further up the line, and he goes beyond all them, but the ball breaks back for Leeds, who have an opportunity, but Ben White just thinks, well, there's nothing going there, so he puts the ball out with his head. So Brentford have made about 10-15 yards down the touch line and are at the halfway line. Leeds 0, Brentford 0. Brentford doing a good job of disrupting the Leeds pattern. Got enough bodies back. The Leeds find it difficult to break. They've got enough going forward that they can support attacks. It looks a pretty good system. Calvin Phillips finds at Bamford. He's got a bit of time to play a ball. Finds Phillips again. Alioski keeps raiding. Puts the ball into the box. An opportunity. Keeper comes out. Oh, and it's headed wide. Wowee. Wow, it's a terrific ball into the box. David Raya came out. He's in no man's land. I don't know if the flag had gone up there or something, because not much is happening, but no, I think that was a legitimate mistake from the keeper, and the last man who headed the ball, I'm not sure who that was, but well, maybe missed out there.
Yeah, I think it was Bamford. He seemed to start the move off quite deep. He played it out wide, and you could see immediately he just got on his bike and he spotted that there was going to be an opening there if he continued, and no one tracked him, and none of those midfielders did. There was a lack of communication. He was able to find his way forward and into a gap again. Really good reading of the game to see that space, and Leeds understanding that he wants to make those types of runs as well. So starting to just eke out a few chances, aren't they now, Leeds? With just about half an hour gone, they'll need to try and really confirm one of these and put it in the back of the net.
Calvin Phillips runs through a couple of brick walls there and wins himself a free kick. Good work from him. As the ball goes back to Ben White and Cooper, then White, and Pablo Hernandez comes a bit deeper as Cooper tries the diagonal ball, headed straight up in the air really by Henry. Nico Henry could have done better, had a bit more time than that. Ball just laid back to Hernandez now, flicked down the line for Click, flicks it on one more time, but Pinnock can head it away. The ball headed back up in the air by Dallas, flicked on by Click, and then just spooned up in the air. Oh, great ball by Pinnock. Forshaw's the first to get there. Leeds into the box, they go, an opportunity, but it's flicked just too far in front of Bamford, who well, he's been finding the net quite regularly recently, and from close range too. I like the fact that he's hunting in the box there. You know, it doesn't matter about how they score the goals, Leeds, but they created a rake of chances last season, and I think made a bit of a mess of putting, you know, the majority of those in the back of the net. When they had simple chances, they seemed to go begging. They created a lot, scored very little really, throwing mud at a wall. And I think Bamford in there trying to be a bit more clinical. So far, yeah, he's not quite got it right, but he's been in the right places.
Yeah, he's knocking on the door, isn't he? And I think that's what they always say about strikers. As long as they're creating the chances and getting there, you feel the goals will eventually follow. And as I said before, he's in good goal-scoring form, 6 in his last 8. Of course, that stretches back to last season, so how much you read into that? The campaign starting afresh and momentum doesn't necessarily carry through, but 10 goals in 18 starts for Leeds as well is a pretty good record for him. Second fiddle really to Kemar Roofe last season, who scored plenty of goals with the service he got. It's now up to Bamford to show that he can also rise to the occasion as well, because the Leeds fans can get on your back, I suppose, if you fail to put those chances away. That not the easiest to please.
No, I guess not, but
same with any fans really.
Well, that's right. I think Kemar Roofe was there because Bamford was out injured at the start.
Yeah.
And once he got fit, I thought it was going to be Bamford anyway. But of course, you know, if Kemar Roofe was scoring goals, you just thought, well, why take him out? He grabbed 15 for the Whites last season, so he was a bit of a miss. But you could only, I suppose, you could play him behind Bamford. But that's what Matthias Click does, and he contributes a lot. As the Leeds come down the right hand side, Dallas swings the ball into the box. It's nodded away though, and then Brentford trying to clear their line, don't really do that. Watkins and Phillips go up together, ball headed away back into midfield, but looked like there was an offside there anyway from Bamford just getting the wrong side, so it will be a free kick.
Well, we're around about 10 minutes to the half-time break, and Leeds are really starting to create some good openings in this game now. They'll be a little bit frustrated they haven't been able to break the deadlock. Patrick Bamford in particular has had 2 big opportunities, both coming from crosses via the man playing at left-back today, Gianni Alioski, who put one in from just about the edge of the box. Bamford heading over after he got in between a couple of defenders. The second one was a deep cross from Alioski. Bamford have made a run from deep as well. He timed it to perfection to beat the offside trap as goalkeeper David Raya came out. Bamford got there first, but he just couldn't angle it on target, and he went agonisingly wide. Goalless.
Alioski does a bit of defending, but he slips a vital moment. And then he gets a good interception, and he's helped out. It's all very tight near the corner flag, left-hand side for Leeds, but they managed to clear their lines. Brentford now have the ball back with keeper David Raya. Right foot, launches a long ball, and little flick on there. Watkins waiting for it. I haven't seen too much of it. Ball stabbed forward, but that won't reach him either. And it's straight to Casilla. You're watching his movement, Ollie Watkins, and peeling away, finding space. They're not finding him yet. You know, Brentford have put a lot of energy into the game, but as yet, if you're looking for a team to string passes together, it's not the Bees. Leeds have done a little bit of that, and they've mixed up the passing a bit. Short range, long range. You'll see a percentage ball out, no better than that. That's headed straight up in the air by Janvier, the Guinean international. I think he was born in France, wasn't he? But anyway, ball breaks into midfield now, and the cross comes in. Dalsgaard, I think it was, but blocked away, and then Leeds have the ball momentarily. Again, Dalsgaard doing well today. He hooks one forward again. And this game hasn't settled down really. Forshaw finds a good ball forward. Ball breaks to Brentford. He brings it under his control. Little drag heel away from Janvier, but he sticks to his guns. And then looked like a strong challenge from Alioski. And that's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, referee, I think, happy just to award the set piece. Has gone across just to have a little word with Alioski, but doesn't seem as though the card is going to follow. And Buemo, I think it was, who was caught there, the man who's playing wide on that right-hand side, struck the post earlier on in the game. In fact, just the notebook come out there. Looked as though the referee's just putting something back in his pocket. I didn't see the yellow card go up in the air, but definitely had something out to have a glance at.
Maybe he was just
blowing his nose.
Writing the name on his notes or something, but then maybe that the card
keep an eye on it
with his notebook or something, but it didn't look dead obvious, did it?
No.
Anyhow, 35 minutes gone, Leeds 0, Brentford 0, and a chance now. Long ball into the box, up rises Watkins, wins his header, but the ball goes backwards. Karius on it for a nanosecond, but he wins it back off Calvin Phillips. Great play, and then sliding in, and Bueno gets past Alioski, and the ball will go out. And they're claiming a goal kick. Leeds, Brentford are claiming a corner, and a goal kick's been given. But your guess is as good as mine. And Bueno thought that ball was going out for a corner. He left it. But it looks like that was a big misjudgment now, as it's going to be a goal kick. Weird that, but I think Leeds didn't get one at the other end, and now Brentford don't get one. It maybe evens out.
Yeah, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, they tend to work themselves out, don't they? Whether it's over the course of 90 minutes or the season, you'll always have decisions go your way and the other that you'll have a debate about. Leeds using that new rule to play inside their own box. Still can't get used to that. It seems so awkward every time.
I've only ever seen teams play themselves into trouble doing that so far when I've watched it, and it signals your intent a little bit too much. Here an opportunity, but Leeds defend that relatively well. Dallas steps across, but it's Brentford again who into the box, and Cooper comes across there and eventually upends his man, but he didn't do it in the box. But when he came lumbering across like that for a 50-50, your heart's in your mouth, For Brentford, they think, go on, do it, kick him. He didn't quite do that. He competed well for the ball, but that was touch and go.
Yeah, and as you said, again, starting from a move like that at the back that always seems to get teams into trouble. I think the one, as we saw with Leeds, that when I've seen it previously, the defenders have stood at the side of the keeper. This one, he had his back to the attackers, so as soon as he got that ball and then turned, he saw they were running at him, and I mean, you blindsided yourself there. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You've always got to be looking at the opposition if you're going to be turning into them 10 yards from your goal.
Yeah, exactly right. You couldn't be more right, but it requires a little bit of work though. Anyway, how to put yourself under massive pressure. We'll do this clever thing anyway. Ball comes in, and they haven't cleared their lines there, and the ball eventually through to Castillo. There was an air shot at that from a Leeds defender and then from a Brentford attacker, so Leeds got away with murder there really, as the ball is laid back, and it might just break here for a click. Ball into the middle, but I don't know if play has stopped and what the referee's done here, but maybe he gave Leeds a free kick down the field, but they wanted the advantage there, and
I can understand that one though, because it was played down the line. A Brentford defender was favourite to get to it, but then he fell over as he was trying to control it. So I think the referee had initially seen the player getting to the ball, thought, okay, no advantage, I'll blow my whistle. Had he waited a split second more, he might have let that one go.
I think that was Norgard, was it, who picked up a yellow card there? I'm not entirely certain, but
Alioski did get a card before, by the way.
Did he really?
Yeah, I'll update you on that Brentford one in a moment as well.
But he was a bit more demonstrative with his card there.
Yeah.
A bit easier to work out. here come Leeds trying to get forward, but elaborate bit of footwork at the edge of the area didn't really work out for Clegg. Hernandez hangs a leg out and wins it, but he can't make it stick either. And then a chance for Janvier, long ball over the top, but not really giving Henrik Dalsgaard any great kind of opportunity to make ground there, and it would be a Leeds stroke deep in their own territory. It's been a good game, hasn't it? But maybe not enough goalmouth incident to make it a classic. Leeds have the ball in the middle of the park, but Phillips sold short. However, they do win it back, and he chips a little ball. And maybe a chance for Dallas. He flicks it past Henry. And he finds a good ball for Pablo Hernandez. It shifts one on the inside. There were two white shirts there, but he seemed to sort of bisect them perfectly, really. And Leeds have it back. This is just absolute helter-skelter, isn't it? Almost no rhyme or reason to it. But Harrison picks it up, straightens up. He finds Alioski, and he's held up. Ball is the box, though, for Click, who'd made a move for him. Click to the byline. Back heel for Harrison, step over, but he's going nowhere. Just holding it up, falls over the ball, tries to turn, does turn.
Alright, welcome to the stream, everyone. Sorry that it's kind of late, and it's because I got back from my football match in the 23rd minute, and then I had to dinner. No, I've only just got back from that, so stream should be fine from now on. But anyway, we'll look at the stats and we'll look at the other games. I don't know how long ago half time was, let's find out. But I don't even know how long it was, but if it should start in about 5 minutes, second half. So look at the stats, that's the wrong game. What are we doing? Leeds, Brentford. So the stats, 70% possession for Leeds, 30% for Brentford. 4 shots per Leeds, 3 for Brentford. 1 on target each, and 3 corners for Brentford, 0 for Leeds. So it's quite even. I say Leeds are probably the better team. Looking at the other scores, Cardiff are winning 1-0 against Huddersfield. Rouse with the goal. Charlton beating Nottingham Forest 1-0. Taylor with the goal. Fulham 2-0 up against Millwall. Cavallero and Knockaert with the goals. And 0-0 between Leeds and Brentford. Preston beating Stoke 2-0. Johnson and Bowden scoring. Swansea beating QPR 1-0. Selina scoring for Swansea. And then West Brom v Reading's 0-0, and that's probably about to end. That's how we can tell, like, when it's half time between West Brom and Reading, that's when it'll be the second half pretty much. How much people have got on here? 7. We've got 7 people in here. Let's look at the current league table as well. So Charlton top of the league, Swansea second, both on 10 points. Sheffield Wednesday and Fulham on 9 points in third and fourth. And Leeds and West Brom will go on 8 points. Bristol City, Birmingham and Millwall are on 7 points. Preston, Blackburn, Cardiff are on 6. Derby and Brentford on 5. Nottingham Forest, Reading, Middlesbrough, Hull, QPR and Barnsley all on 4 points. Wigan on 3, and then Luton, Huddersfield and Stoke on 1 point. I'm just going to read loads of chat. Bum Watchers versus Silent on Friday on BT Sport. Is that August 20? No, it's not August 25th. It felt August 25th. Welcome to the stream, Harry. Welcome to the stream, Josh. Bradley said, "Is it half time?" It is half time. Second half should start. I think it has started actually now. So I'm going to put the commentary back on. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because we've gone down 4 subscribers. So if we could get back up, that would be great.
Cooper. Further out to the right hand side, and Leeds can maybe try to get it to settle a little bit more. Back into Hernandez and works the 1-2. Quite pay off for them, edge of the box. Phillips sells his teammate short. Brentford can clear, and Watkins will chase this one. He is beaten to it by the Leeds defenders. He's got 2 goals in 3 games so far this season, Watkins, and big boots to fill following the departure of Neil Maupay over the summer. He was the key figure last season and has since moved on to Brighton and opened his account in the Premier League. So time for Watkins to step up now, and 2 goals already, not doing too bad.
No, he's doing okay, isn't he? More asked of him, but here come Leeds. They've got players offside though in this movement. Harrison was ahead of it, and that maybe delayed the pass as his teammate looked down the line on the right hand side. But Leeds have come out all guns a-blazing in the second half, attacking towards their own cop end, the gelded end, and so yeah, they're making a good fist of it. Yeah, Maupay's very good, isn't he? And the amount of goals he's scored, I think there's only 2 or 3 players in the country who could sort of keep up with his scoring record. And actually Watkins, from 89 games for Brentford, only 22 goals. Like you said though, he stepped up, and maybe he can take that on board, although they've struggled to find him tonight.
Cross comes in from Leeds from the left, and it was over the head of Bamford. There was a man in Harrison arriving just in behind, but Brentford clear. Phillips does really well to sweep up.
I mean, that was a good defensive header from Dalsgaard, who read the play really well. They got a back 5, and they needed that extra man there for that good cross from the right hand side. But Leeds have been quite impressive at the start of the second half.
Fantastic movement, and now it's Click, edge of the box, tries the shot, deflected away, didn't fall kindly enough for Harrison. Brentford tried to play out, and Phillips is strong in with the challenge. He points at the ball, and I think the referee agrees that he got that more so than the man. So it is just to be a throw into Brentford rather than any free kick. Harrison is the closest to it, not really marking anyone there, right on top of the man to take the throw.
The time wasting already, aren't they? In fact, they did that the first half with every throw-in. Took forever. I think, it's quite cynical, but they're trying to use every trick in the book to stop Leeds in their tracks. 1, by their sheer amount of effort and work rate, and then 2, just slowing things down when they can. But here they want to play quickly, as they've got an overlap left hand side. Henry, they don't use him, and the chip in is terrible. A little bit of finesse missing from Brentford tonight. Doing everything well, but when they have to pass the ball, they'll have strung 2 or 3 passes together.
Yeah, it hasn't been a happy hunting ground for them, Ellen Road, over the years. Only 1 win in the last 13 visits to Leeds United.
It's funny because everybody seems to be Leeds' bogey team. More recently they've been beaten by everybody. So somebody must have a bad record. I suppose it's Brentford, but there we go. That could all change tonight.
Yeah, 6 draws in that period as well. Leeds' home form hasn't been great either. Going back to last season, they've not won in 4 at Ellen Road. A few draws in there, but that's something Marcello Bielsa will want to be stamped out as quickly as possible. They do want to go on to automatic promotion this season. Ellen Road again will have to be a fortress. They win it in midfield now with Alioski. Macedonian coming forward down the left, swings the ball in deep. There's no one there to challenge David Raya, who kicks it out long downfield rather than throwing this time over the halfway line. Good distance on it again, and Phillips is in there to steal the loose ball. Decides not to take it on himself and instead brings a teammate into play, Hernandez, who lays it back into Forshaw with the shot, and it's straight into the hands of Raya.
Yeah, I mean it was, but he hit that pretty solid, and again Bamford's in the right place for tapping if he drops it. So again, Leeds have been on the front foot 6 minutes, but they've created an awful lot. They continue like this, they're going to win the game. But can Brentford get going this second half? Drag themselves into it. So far, I think everything's been fine, but the guys up top just haven't had enough about them really. Watkins not getting on the ball, and really Bueno very disappointing, I think, and Canos not too far behind him as Leeds try and release the runner. Didn't work out this time.
It was Bueno who actually gave it away there, a wayward pass in field that Leeds picked up and tried to counter on. Unable to find that ball into the final third, so Brentford with the throw in down the left hand side. midway through their own half, possibly just a little bit further ahead of that. It's a good throw as well, actually, and turning on the ball there was Watkins. Come through from Buemo, but Leeds get there first. That's good sweeping up from Harrison. Knocks back down to his goalkeeper. Safety first, back in his own final third, and good to see the winger is prepared to get back and help out in situations when he's required.
And if Huddersfield Town can win tonight, they've got an equaliser, haven't they? And with a terrible run. Who can remember last time they won a game? It's such a long time ago now, isn't it? And they could do with a change of look, really, the Terriers, but they don't want to be one of those teams who does the double dip. It's happened before, hasn't it? Leeds had done it, and Southampton and
Sunderland. Quite have enough to find Harrison, but it was actually headed onto him by a defender. He's driven cross, then back in, is blocked out for a throw, which is fizzed into the feet of Forshaw, and they'll win a corner kick. Leeds in a tight space there. Alioski playing it off the defenders.
Just the Eddie Nketiah warming up there. Helder Costa as well. Two potential lively subs to bring on, but the fans applauding at least the effort made by Leeds in this 10 minutes after the break. They've got on the front foot and they're doing what they normally do.
That'll be the in-swinging delivery from this left-hand side towards the near post. Brentford head away. Leeds haven't really done well with their set pieces so far. Comes out as far as Click. Back to the right-hand side, and again a crossing chance. Still plenty in the box. Headed out by Pinnock. And Leeds will battle for it. That's well won by Forshaw. Dabbed out right-hand side. Maybe a shooting chance here. Decide against that, and Dallas will cross low. Blocked away for another corner, and really turning the screw now, Leeds. This is so much better from them. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and they've barely been forced back into their own half of the field. Brentford very much on the ropes. It's just a case of Leeds applying that little bit of composure inside the opposition box to edge in front in this game. Calvin Phillips responsible for this set piece. There's a man that's gone down in the box. Referee didn't feel there was a foul though. Headed clear, put back in towards the far post. Harrison will look to keep it alive. Just to flick it through the legs of the defender. Doesn't work out. Crossing attempt then is blocked again. Not sure if this one went for a corner or a throw-in, but it's going to be Leeds' to take no matter what. Yeah, they seem to be lining up in the box, so Phillips has to come across the width of the field, and this will be the fourth corner in the space of the last couple of minutes. We'll see if they can finally put a decent delivery in. Looks like Brentford are setting up a zonal marking. Plenty of players in there that haven't got anyone close to them.
They do both, probably zonal and man-to-man, and then the keeper comes out, punches anyway. But here a chance for Leeds, shot, but that's blazed over the top. Zonal and man for man, so they've got everything covered. Everybody was back there, all 11 back for Brentford.
Just 10 minutes gone in the second half, and this has been much better from Leeds United. Still no goals between the two sides, but Leeds have been on the front foot from the very first whistle to signal this second half. Adam Forshaw had a shot from outside the box, stung the hands of goalkeeper Raya, but in the end he was able to collect it pretty comfortably. They've been working it well out in the wide areas on lots of corners, which haven't really been causing too many issues. Brentford have stood strong defensively, a taller side tonight, and that seems to be telling in those sorts of situations. You feel that if there is to be an opening goal, it is likely to go Leeds' way. Just need to be a bit more clinical.
Leeds lucky to have a throw there. Alioski stood on the ball, and he still had the presence of mind to get up, shield it, and then flick it off the defender. So Leeds have had the lion's share of the ball. They'd be about 70% possession this second half. And they're creating bits and pieces of chances as Alioski tries to thread the ball into the box, looking for Click, who made that run. He and Forshaw trying to get in the end of things, trying to help Bamford out in the middle. And so far this second half doing a decent job getting bodies in there, but there are plenty of defenders, of course, both to the far post this time. and it's just about dealt with. Pinnock there shanked his clearance and could have gone anywhere, got a little bit lucky.
Yeah, got good distance on it in the end, didn't he, all things considered. Calvin Phillips playing one back in midfield there. There was a bit of a clash off the ball. Referee didn't see too much wrong with it. Accidental, I think, from both sides. Would Leeds work it back towards the left-hand side. Alioski infield to Hernandez, who scampers away from a challenge and looks to arrow one out to the right-hand side. Brentford managed to see that one clear. Pinnock tussling well with Patrick Bamford, and the pieces in behind them dealt with as it's shielded behind for the goal kick. And it's areas like this now where the game could turn, isn't it? Leeds obviously building good momentum on the front foot, but when it does go out of play, we see Brentford again slow it down and try to disjoint the game.
Yeah, exactly that. And so they're trying to stop the tide, trying to string the game out. Look, you know, they're holding a shape and trying to do the best they can. With the ball chipped over the top, here's an opportunity for Leeds, but the first touch there is a bit of a killer. Did the flag go up anyway? I think it probably did. Quick thinking there, and a decent attempt to spring Forshaw, who was sprinting clear, but too far clear.
I think the referee's actually pulled it back. Might have been a moving ball, or possibly not from the right position.
Well, a moving ball again the second time round.
Yeah.
They took it there.
Now everyone's back there defensively. Thinks just get on with it, I suppose. Two central defenders for Leeds working the ball between themselves, and Ollie Watkins doing enough of a job there just to press and force them back towards Casilla on the edge of his own D. Sends one long over the top and gives Hernandez something to chase, but he's comfortably beaten to the ball. That's a poor clearance, actually. Goes only as far as Dallas on the right hand side, cuts back and lays it in towards Cooper. And then Hernandez with the back heel. That's really slick stuff on the right hand side. Crossing opportunity. Bamford arriving in the box, deflected behind for the corner.
Yeah, piling under the pressure, aren't they? But they're turning into a bit of an Arsenal from corner kicks, aren't they? Where you think it's a corner, but nothing's going to happen. They could do with Pontus Jansson in their number, I think, somebody like that. They've got to get it right. You know, get a good ball in, you know, in the right place, and it might go in anyway. Got to stick to their guns, but it's got to be a good delivery.
Lots of runners towards the near post. Goes beyond all of them and is cleared away as far as Alioski. Work it back to the halfway line again and lose a little bit of momentum. The pass had left Leeds having to track back to go and retrieve it. Then the ball down the line is beyond the runner and cleared away. You just wonder if Leeds in a game in particular like this, when they knew they were probably going to be the shorter side, where they haven't maybe worked on some set piece routines. You mentioned Arsenal, Barcelona, another side like that weren't blessed with height, would try something a little bit off the cuff.
In a way, I just think it's another way to get the ball back into play. And obviously, if you get it bang right, then you know maybe a Bamford or a Cooper can head it into the back of the net. But it's very unlikely. They're outgunned aerially. So you know it's just like, well, here we are. We've got the ball. We'll swing a good ball in anyway. Hope for the best. But it tends not to ever work out into too many goals.
It's deep inside their own half, just over an hour gone. Now the manager yet to look towards the benches, but we can't be too far away from that now. Remember which one will blink first. Probably feel Leeds, with Brentford more than happy to take a point away from Ellen Road. They got one last season in West Yorkshire, 1-1 draw. It denied them a win late on. Pontus Jansson scoring that late goal. You'd feel that Thomas Frank would be happy enough with the way his side are holding Leeds at base. We've said they have been on top, but David Raya is yet to really be called into any serious action. That's the frustration for Leeds, that they're getting into these areas but aren't getting clear openings. Another ball kicked out of defence by Brentford for a throw. Out towards Click on the right hand side. Finds Hernandez, the former Swansea man, again in a tight space on the touchline. Two around him, just about manages to get that ball through to Click. Not sure it was intended. He then goes down. That'll be a free kick. Linesman spotting there was a bit of contact on the right leg.
Yep, and then the ball kicked away as well. I thought that either which way Rico Henry might have been booked. You know, we can't do that and just wasted time. But they're under pressure, aren't they? And they can't get out their own half at the minute. Brentford, again, it's like a short corner. This, again, if they give away free kicks, I'm sure that Janssen said, look, we can probably soak up the pressure. but there's an awful lot of pressure now, and and if they have got a routine, now's the time to find it. Clicks at the edge of the area, maybe he would be on, but he's spotted. Canos takes a look at him and thinks, well, actually, no, that would be daft, wouldn't it? But they're defending pretty deep, Brentford, and that's the way they want to do it.
Goes towards the edge of the 6-yard box off a Brentford head. Harrison picks it up on the far side. Well, back to the edge of the box. Shot comes in. They appeal for a penalty. Referee just points for the corner. Leeds players go across to Andrew Davis, the man in the middle today. There's a yellow card shown here as well, I think, to a Leeds player.
I think it's the skipper, Cooper, is it? Trying to work out the number. But as the captain, I think he might be allowed to go and express his his feelings about that decision. But if it wasn't him, then I think maybe yellow card right. But another corner kick. Have to see that again, wouldn't we? Really,
it was hit pretty firmly. So the corner comes in. Ken Raya comes and claims completely unchallenged. You'd think at least Leeds will put a player on the goalkeeper, stop him coming out to claim it. He's done that at least 3 times in the game already.
Yeah, when they're not over big, you think, well, you don't have to be big to mark the keeper. Just got to be any annoying so-and-so stands in front of him, isn't it? And that would make a bit of sense for them. They don't seem to have tactics like that. It's just one overriding tactic, isn't it? And that determines everything else, and it doesn't matter how big we are, it doesn't matter how anything else works, they're not particularly quick, but they just keep going, and here they are again. They're on the break again. They've got numbers forward again. Can they make it stick? No, they can't this time. And the good challenge from behind, I think, was it Norgard? Great little foot in there, and for the first time in the game, in this second half at least, here's a great opportunity for Brentford.
Yeah, breaking towards the edge of the box. Shot comes in. Watkins flashes wide of the right hand post. It was a difficult one to try and execute from there, and very ambitious to take it on. I think he had Kassir a little bit panicked.
He did. I mean, he cuts nicely and he gets a lot behind that, but anyway, we're going to see a change now. So for Leeds, is that Harrison who's run his race? Trying to work out who that is, who's doing what to who. Looks probably like Helder Costa, isn't it? I honestly can't work out. But
yeah, I think it was 17, wasn't it? That's Helder Costa's number. So it would be like for like, as you say. Harrison off on that left-hand side and Helder Costa on. First touch isn't great.
Well, I thought Harrison had a good game personally. I don't see the benefit of that. Costa's not done that great since he's arrived at Leeds, really. Maybe this is his game though, to cement his place in, and it looks like there's going to be a change for the Bees too.
Yeah, Joshua Da Silva looks as though he's going to come on for Brentford. The young midfielder, former Arsenal academy product, joined Brentford as a free agent, having failed to break into Arsenal's first team. Played for their under-23s and made the move across the capital to Brentford. So he'll be coming on soon. We'll wait to see who he replaces. Could be the man who's been carded in that midfield, Christian Norgard, potentially. The ball has just gone into touch. I'm not sure if that is going to provide Brentford with the chance to make this change. No, looks as though happy for Leeds just to get on with things for the time being. All thrown back into Alioski. 1-2 down the left-hand side, and they work it back through the middle into Kassir in his own 6-yard box, and he can simply find Dallas on that right-hand side into midfield with Forshaw. Dab back again. Brentford keeping bodies out of the pitch here. They've got 4 or 5 inside Leeds territory. So Leeds go seeking with a long ball forward. Costa challenging for it, nudged off the ball. Leeds look to play it out to the left-hand side. That's out for a throw-in. And I think we are now going to get that substitution for Brentford. So Da Silva is going to be the man to come on here. Just trying to work out what that number is up on the board. Might be Mbuemo's number. Not entirely sure at the moment. Can't see a player coming across to the touchline, and I think it is Mbuemo. So Da Silva coming on, and I'm not sure if he will play in that advanced role as Mbuemo has, or whether he'll play a little bit deeper. Maybe this is the time where Brentford are suggesting 0-0 will do for us.
Yeah, maybe a signal of that. Depends where Josh Da Silva plays, really. Not sure. I've seen him. They might just want to go 4-4-2 and be solid, and have Canos in behind Watkins, something like that. But yeah, we'll see as Kanyos makes a good break, finds De Silva, he's into the game already. Holds the ball up, wins inside a corner. Can't ask any more than that for the sub, so well done to him. First touch brilliant there. And for the first time in the second half, the Bees have got an opportunity here. And we keep talking about it, but they've got a height advantage.
It'll be a bit of a smash and grab on the basis of what we've seen in this second half, more one-sided than that opening 45 minutes. And all the writing has been on the wall, hasn't it, from set pieces down at the other end, that Brentford are far superior in the air. And what can they do when it really matters? Excuse me, in front of goal, looking to try and edge in front. Just being held up a moment. I think the referee having a word with one or two players inside the penalty area. Can confirm it is Mbeumo who's gone off for Brentford, by the way, so De Silva on for Mbeumo is their first substitution. Maybe a change to react to what Leeds had done just moments before. They've tried something off the cuff here towards the edge of the box, doesn't really work out. Leeds managed to win possession but then lose it just on the edge of their own box, and Brentford will go all the way back to their own goalkeeper. Though his clearance away is pretty poor. Brentford's battling to win it back, give away a free kick. Just over the midway point of the second half, and Leeds very much been on top, as I said before, in this second period. Still not really testing Raya enough. Lots of corners that have all been dealt with rather comfortably by the travelling team. Both managers have now looked to their bench, fresh legs on in attack for Leeds. Jack Harrison has gone off, and summer signing Helder Costa on in his place, so he could potentially prove to be a match winner. He's yet to really set his career alight since joining Leeds from Wolves over the summer. Brentford's change has seen that Brian Mbeumo go off. It's Joshua De Silva who's come on in his place. Not entirely sure if he's going to slot into the same position, but the change made.
Calvin Phillips doing a bit of mopping up there, and he does all right. And the ball with Alioski, who takes the challenge on. He managed to run past Dalsgaard, but then he's got to lay that ball back. Dalsgaard sticking with him, the big Dane, not allowing him to thrive. The ball goes all the way back to White and Cooper, who play out from the back. Phillips again quarterback in the Leeds United team as they come down the left hand side with Alioski. He's got a man in his inside Forshaw, gives him it back. One touch football there, good ball just the edge of the box. Click's made a good run there, looking for help. Eventually cuts the ball back across the face. Not a terrible ball that, just nobody on the end of it. Alioski tries to make ground now with Click. Good ball just the edge of the box, little shimmy from Costa, and they're inside the box, Leeds United. The ball just laid back, and then a shot, and on the just leaning away from the action, the ball goes up in the air, and again you know, some promise there, some threat, but just that final ball or final shot just missing its way, really.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work out. I thought there was almost half a shout for a penalty when they got inside the box. There was a bit of reckless defending, wasn't there? The man going down on his backside very early might have been Janvier. Fortunately for him, the attacker turned away from the challenge rather than into it. Otherwise, might have been a different story there.
So, on ball. It's going to be a Brentford throw, and they're going to take forever with this one as well. And in the end, Dalsgaard, wait for him to take the throw. He almost immediately gives it away, and then Costa fights for it, but it's another throw. Dalsgaard's going to take a bit more time with the Dane. He doesn't do too much there, but Kanyos gets lucky after a bad first touch. His second touch is great, then he's scampering, he wins it back, he does really well, and he finds Rico Henry now. He's got an overlap on his left hand side. Jensen's gone there, he wants to flick the ball back on the inner. He's not on this time though, and that's been well read by the Leeds defence. But Brentford are playing in Leeds United's half at the minute, playing towards their own fans. In the little corner segment on the far side at Elland Road, as we look, the Brentford fans hoping something comes of this, as Watkins is found at the byline. He's under pressure, and then eventually he loses the ball. The Leeds player steps on the ball, Brentford have it back, then Ramosing through there. Is there a penalty? Watkins goes down, but I don't really think there was a challenge, just one of those things. He, you know, the goal was getting closer to him, but there were more and more legs to fall over. I don't think there's a foul as Alioski makes up some great ground down the left-hand side. An opportunity, puts the early ball in, he's headed away, he'll break till he's at the edge of the box. Costa tries to get it out of his feet, not great from him. He stumbles through a challenge or two, gets rid of the ball. Hernandez now looking for the overlap, and he finds it. Costa cuts back into the box for Bamford, but he's hustled off it. I think Janssen sticking with him, making sure he didn't get a clean hit there. But the game's certainly coming to life.
Yeah, it's a bright match, isn't it? Having seen Leeds start like a house on fire the second half, Brentford are looking to try and impose themselves once again. Maybe felt that they could hold some reserves back and then look to hit Leeds later on when they tired a little bit. That was the approach, then a bit of a risky one, but at the moment might be working for them.
But anyway, Leeds with the 4-man attacking line at the minute as they launch long ball. It's unbelievable, but right, breaks into the middle of the park now. Real opportunity then for De Silva. But Leeds tigerish in the challenge, too tigerish. And the referee has given a free kick. I think Norsgaard just caught, he's playing out from the back there. Throwing a lot of bodies forward actually, Leeds. Trying to overwhelm the back three. They had 4 in a line up top there, and you're thinking, well, wow, that's a gamble. Who's in midfield?
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on Calvin Phillips.
There is, but I suppose if there's any time to do that, it's this stage of the season, isn't it? When the points are up for grabs and throwing 3 points away, potentially losing it and over-committing. You've got all the rest of the season to try and make up for that. You maybe get towards the end of the season and think a point's actually okay, but you throw caution to the wind a little bit more at this stage, especially on home soil. Again, when you've been creating, why not give it a go? The fans will be on their feet, and if they do end with a draw or a loss, they'll say at least we've fought hard today for that, and they'll respect it.
Yeah, I think so. You don't get too many dissenting voices at the back end of the season, of course, when Leeds were beaten twice by teams who were reduced in number. I think the fans were a little frustrated.
Yeah.
And of course Bielsa, like we said, he's no plan B. Plan B's make plan A work. So yeah, you know exactly what you get. And so this season he said, right, well, okay, we're a season wiser, but so is everybody else about trying to work out how they play against Leeds and what to do. Like we said at home, they had their colours lowered a number of times last season. I remember Birmingham, teams where they expected to win, like QPR away, who were on a terrible run last season. They'd lost like 11 in a row or something like that, and they came up with a victory against Leeds. So they offer opportunities for those who can stack the numbers right and get it right. Anyway, here an opportunity now for Brentford with Watkins. He hadn't given up just yet, but Casilla comes, and again, whenever he picks it up, you feel a little bit like he's outnumbered. There always seems to be 3 shirts around Watkins, don't they?
Yeah, and no support whatsoever for him, which makes it the more difficult, doesn't it? We know how Leeds play, they will swarm you.
Anyway, ball just the edge of the box there, out slides the keeper, just in front of Helder Costa. And David Raya, the Spaniard, he keeps hold of the ball as long as he can, finds Ethan Pinnock, who, well, that looked a good ball to me out to the flank. I think that Dallas, he's thinking, right, well, not only can I clear the ball here, but I can go through Rico Henry, but he came off second best there, and he might rue the decision there, because he could have done all sorts of things there. As Eddie Nketiah looks like he's going to come on. Yeah,
I'll be interested to see if this is a straight swap with Bamford maybe to go off.
I mean, for me, they could take Bamford off, but I don't know what they're going to do in terms of height. Players, has he gone off at the other side of the pitch? So
it's the new rule, isn't it? Yeah.
So we don't even quite know who it is. Where are you? Who are you?
There's someone walking down the end of the pitch there, possibly. I don't know if you can spot him by the corner flag at the other end. But he's down, isn't he, Dallas? So they're having to hand over a little bit of treatment, and they're calling someone back on the touchline pretty frantically. So might be game over for Dallas, as you said. He's gone in there strongly to the challenge and overcooked it. No one there to catch. It looked as though he landed a bit awkwardly on his arm, didn't it? He seemed to stay down as if he was grabbing the forearm or something. Not good at all, considering they've no Barry Douglas tonight. He's out, left back injured. Now to lose a right back as well leaves them a little bit short defensively.
Yeah, Luke Aylin's still at the club, isn't he? But he must be out injured as well. On the bench, there were one or two who can fill the void, I think. And it looks like Leeds are having to quickly sort out the second substitute. And that would be Gaetano Berardi, I would have thought. So yeah, he comes on. A combative sort of player, can play centre back. And then another change for Brentford, and Ben Rama is the man who's going to come on. So yeah, maybe they just sense that, you know, they keep on going, keep bodies up the field. Canos goes off, and I would agree with that. I think Ben Rama brings something very similar.
Yeah, good player Ben Rama. He was wanted actually by Aston Villa this summer. They tried to get him. I think they put a few bids in, Dean Smith having worked with him at Brentford, but didn't manage to meet the demands that Brentford wanted, that the valuation. He was pushing for a recall tonight, having been dropped for the last game, but obviously wasn't favoured by Thomas Frank from the beginning. But the Algerian's got a lot to offer in attack. As we say, Smith feels he can do it at Premier League level, so tonight the chance to go and do it in the second tier.
Yeah, I didn't really feel that Mbeumo and Canos had great games, albeit that you know, they're trying to pick a pocket. Here Nketiah picks up the ball. He's got good pace about him, but he's got defenders around him too. Steps into the box. Can he get his shot away? I think his own player almost robbed him of the ball there. Good first touch there, Brian Nketiah. He didn't do that against Salford, although he did find the back of the net. And yeah, Leeds fans are looking for another hero. I didn't think they would have taken Bamford off, because for a start they just can't do without the height, can they? You know, he's as good for defending as he is almost for attacking. As Brentford win the ball, Jensen's played well all night. He's won a lot of ball. As Nketiah goes for it, but he's a bit of a dummy runner there. Forshaw does well in the middle of the park and spins and he turns. Calvin Phillips then outstepped for his right boot, not in a good position to deliver that ball, and it's picked up by Dalsgaard down the right. He finds Ollie Watkins, who's peeled off to the right hand side. Crossfield ball from him, but it's picked up comfortably by Leeds, who get going again. And again they playing out from the back with Cooper and Alioski. Dabs the ball and he's inside. Calvin Phillips just slows down play, but they've got to go back to the keeper. He chips a difficult ball out for Calvin Phillips. Leeds taking risks here, playing out. They did it quite well until the final ball to Nketiah is a poor one. Here's an opportunity for Watkins. Can he find a way through? Well, he was never going to get on the end of that ball. I think it's a through ball, but it's very central, isn't it? There's no real angle to judge the pace off it. I didn't feel he was going to get there. Had there been a bit more angle on it, I think the referee might have been thinking, you know what, I think he was brought down there. I think it made it an easy decision for the ref, because you think, well, he's not going to get that, but he touch and go that, and it didn't look a bad ball, did it? Yeah,
you have to take the goalkeeper's position into consideration as well, don't you? He was off his line quickly to come and claim it.
Here come Leeds down the right hand side, an opportunity for them in the box. Oh, it's a tap in for Nketiah. They broke the line. Costa doing really well down the right hand side, got to the byline. A clever little dab with his left foot, and a tap in for Nketiah.
Well, 10 minutes left to go at Ellen Road, and Leeds have broken the deadlock. Two substitutes combining. It's Helder Costa who breaks down the right-hand side. It's wonderful work from the Portuguese to get away from his man, and then he plays a lovely ball across the face of goal outside of his boot. Seemed to wrong foot the defenders and the goalkeeper. None of them could react in time to stop the ball, and it arrives at the feet of Eddie Nketiah at the far post. He's only been on the pitch for a few moments, but he's taken his chance fantastically well. Couldn't really miss from a couple of yards out, an open net, and Leeds have the advantage. Leeds 1, Brentford 0.
Well, I think that Leeds had been the better team in the second half and probably deserved that. It did bore me just a little bit that Brentford just sitting and resting on their laurels a little bit. I worked harder in that first half. Maybe thought that they were comfortable. But again, you know, that's a better bench, if you like, for Leeds this season. You know, last year it was very difficult for Leeds. Had injuries early on and just didn't have the players of the ilk of Costa and Nketiah to bring on. Now Nketiah didn't look like he could trap a bag of cement in the first game against Salford. All he did was score a tap in from close range. But if that's all he keeps on doing, then the Leeds fans won't care, will they? It was a particularly good play from Costa. I've yet to see him play well for Leeds, but you know, he showed a lot of pace down that right, and more composure really. Anybody could run quick with a ball, but to find that final little bit of finesse, you know, to make a tap, and it's like he sent everybody the wrong way. But some of the crowd had fallen off their seats there as he just jabbed that foot at the ball, unexpected, but absolute killer.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play, wasn't it? And a win tonight takes Leeds to the top of the table as well. Still early stage of the season, but nice to be there, setting the pace for the rest of them to try and come and catch you. As you mentioned, rightly so, fantastic for Marcelo Bielsa to be able to look to his bench, having plugged away at it for so long in this game. Just couldn't quite come up with that formula to win it, and now he's got two players, one in particular in Costa, who created the goal. They'll say, look, I've done you a job now, can I get in for the next game? So that competition then inspires others on. It makes everyone play a little bit better and harder to keep their spot.
Run through a brick wall to get what he wants. Watkins now a chance to run, but he's run off the ball, and the referee, has he given a free kick? I'm not sure that Watkins really was going anywhere there. It seemed like he poked the ball ahead of him and just was happy to take the contact, but there we go, the free kick, because he did get the contact, so I guess that's right.
Yeah, referee has bought into it, hasn't he? And we mentioned set pieces a couple of times in this game and how they could be key for Brentford. 3 minutes left to go now, and this is a big moment.
Huddersfield can't win for losing, can they? Again, they're 2-1 down. They've been 1-1 for ages, but right now for Brentford, a real opportunity. 2 players around the ball, De Silva, but in the end it comes the other way. It's flicked away and then just booted away. Anywhere will do. Drops back to Matthias Jensen, flicks the ball out with his feet, and Ketty just scrapes that ball out. Anyway, will do now for Leeds. Just trying to clear their lines as there's a throw deep in Leeds territory, and I don't know what we're waiting for. Josh De Silva's put the ball down because they're going to make a substitution, that's why. So we're just going to have to maybe be patient, wait for that. In fact, no, they're going to take the throw through Dalsgaard before they make that change. Are they? They're wasting their own time here, Brentford. Anyway, I suspect that Dalsgaard's got a long throw, as he does. Into the box, not being cleared away. Costa tries to get there, and eventually that ball hoofed by Click. Bamford can't quite get there, and it comes off the chest of Forshaw, who will go out for another throw. Are they going to make that sub just yet? Well, they're showing us the board now, so Brentford looking to make that change.
Marcondes, the man to come on, and might. Can't see the number of the play going off there. I think it is going to be a defender that comes off though for an attacker, so it could potentially be Pinnock that they've taken off there to commit more bodies in attack. They don't need 3 defenders on, there's no point doing that. Couple of minutes left when you're 1-0 down.
Now a bit conservative really tonight, I guess, from Thomas Frank. It nearly worked out, didn't it? But and they've got a little bit of time to put it right, but there's 89 minutes on the clock now as Calvin Phillips makes a good interception, and Nketiah is off again. He's really quick, travels with the ball, too quick for his own feet. Nearly tripped himself up there, but eventually does get rid of the ball. You can see that he's got a lot of pace about him when he picks it up, Eddie Nketiah. He is a work in progress though. Leeds had to move heaven and earth to get him, and talk to his parent club out of that move to Bristol City. And I think the benefit for his club is that you'd expect that he's going to be absolutely super fit by the time he's finished playing. Yeah. And a strong work ethic doesn't hurt anybody really, does it?
Yeah, I think the Marcelo Bielsa draw is so big, isn't it, to say, okay, come and work under me for a year and I'll send him back to your club a better player, rather than other managers are out there who probably have a reputation but none as good as Bielsa in the Championship. What he's done in the game at a very high level, people like Unai Emery will look to him and feel that he's in good hands.
So it's a throw for Leeds. They'll take their own sweet time. 9 there. Patrick Bamford was tangling with Dalsgaard. A little scrap there. In fact, it's going to be a free kick. Nobody wants to take it for Leeds. And well, 90 minutes on the clock now as the crossfield ball is an absolute shocker for Leeds, and so is the defensive header. Costa's happy to see that one go out, and that will be more time wasted as Costa runs away from it. And Brentford keen now for throw-ins to happen quickly, but they wasted their own time, didn't they? I always feel that at 0-0, sort of wasting time, and you're thinking, well, hang on, you might at some point in the future you might want that time back. You know, when you're 0-0, you think, well, what? You're not winning anything. Yeah. Anyway, Nketiah has won his started corner kick. They did really well. Pontus Jansson wants that ball to go out, it won't. And Nketiah gets around and flicks it off him. That's that pace we talked about. Real nuisance value from Nketiah since he's come on. And now we're into added time. Didn't see the board go up. 4 minutes. Well, a long time that.
Dallas was down for a bit, wasn't he, I suppose?
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. So that's probably about right. We're going to take this corner kick short then, hold it at the corner flag. And, well, they're doing just that. And in the end, the flag has gone up. It will be a throw. Sometimes you might like to waste a corner, but the way that Leeds are from corners, you don't probably think that. They do remind me of sort of the smaller Arsenal team who wanted to walk it into the back of net at times, when Arsene Wenger just wanted to play football and do that as Brentford break out. But Nketiah again uses a lot of pace there. The crossfield ball wasn't good, but De Silva got beaten for pace by Nketiah, and that's really impressive from him.
Yeah, just got his body across, didn't he? Knew he had the pace to get there, and once he does, then you just make yourself an obstacle, slow the opponent down, and watch that ball go. Leeds' coaching staff as well, allowing the ball to roll through their legs and away, and it's what you expect, isn't it, this stage of a game now? As you mentioned, Brentford had done their bit in trying to run the clock down. It's Leeds' time to manage the game in the way they want to, and I'm sure the ball boys help out as well by not chasing down and getting it back into play. The seconds continue to tick on.
Yeah, Dalsgaard now has got a throw, and he goes back to his keeper, David Raya. Couldn't do much about the goal, could he really? But they're just weighting numbers. Leeds throwing bodies forward after the break with a lot of enthusiasm. Some defending to do. Liam Cooper does that pretty well. And then a bicycle kick out for another throw. So Dalsgaard's got a long throw, so they can put the bodies up there. And I think we've seen some of the big guns go up, but Janssen, it looks like, is theirs. We're going to see that long throw from Dalsgaard. He's a long way out now. Leeds have got plenty of bodies back. Virtually everybody bar and Ketia, who's an obvious out ball. As the ball comes in, it's not being cleared away, just at the edge of the area. Costa then with a challenge, shot comes in, but that's blazed over the top, and in the end, well, that might have been one of their last opportunities, as the Brentford player puts the ball back on the spot, but that might be respotted by the Leeds keeper. I think I'd be doing that.
Yeah,
I don't kick the ball out from there.
Nope.
So he does pick up the ball and puts it in a different spot. Look, that 5 yards can make all the difference, Bobby.
Better grass on that side.
So 30 seconds left for Leeds then. Brentford played their part, certainly first half. I think if they wanted something from the game, then they probably needed to match the efforts in the second half. I'm not saying they didn't come out second half, but it's like their team talk was, well done, lads. You know, you've got to go again and turn the wick up even more, because they will. Leeds came out all guns a-blazing second half and just swamped them, really. Anyway, there's seconds left. Dalsgaard's got one more throw in him, and this is it. Last chance saloon, 94 minutes on the clock.
Right, so full time it finished 1-0 to Leeds, I believe. Let me just double check, so I haven't actually been at my thing for the entire thing. But yeah, 1-0 to Leeds. Nketiah with the goal in the 81st minute. We're looking to match that's the other 4 Leeds streams this year. So I'll probably do loads more. But look at the other results in a minute. We'll look at the match facts. So 70% possession for Leeds, 30% for Brentford, 11 shots for Leeds, 5 for Brentford, 4 shots on target for Leeds, 1 for Brentford, and 8 corners for Leeds and 4 for Brentford. So Leeds, looking at the stats, they deserve the win. Loads of the games should be finished now. We'll have a look at them now. So Cardiff v Huddersfield, full time 2-1. Roused gave Cardiff the lead. Chalobah equalised, and then Hoylett with a late goal in that game. That's decent result for Cardiff. It's at the moment 1-1 between Charlton and Nottingham Forest. Taylor scored early on. Adama again the equaliser. Fulham beat Mill 4-0. Cavallero scoring twice, Knockout scoring, and Mitrovic scoring. Preston beat Stoke 3-1. Johnson, Bowden and Harrop with the goals for Preston. McLean with Stoke's goal. Swansea beat QPR 3-1. Selina, Baston and Surridge the goals to Swansea, and Hugill with the goal for QPR. And the final game, which has 10 minutes left, Reading beating West Brom 1-0. Jerio with the goal. We'll see how that ends up. I'm probably going to end the stream before that game finishes, but yeah. But Molly, the main welcome Well, not welcome, but hi. I'm just going to say, I normally say welcome to the stream, but you've been in the stream for a while. I watched the game and it was a good game. I mean, looking at the stats, it looked like a pretty decent game. Leeds now top of the league. We'll look at the league table now. Leeds going to first, Swansea second, Fulham third. Charlton down to fifth, Bristol City go up because West Brom are losing. Mill will go down, Preston and Reading are going up in the league. Cardiff going up to 13th, Nottingham Forest. Did they play today? Probably. Yeah, they did. They're going down. They go down to 14th. Brentford go down to 18th. QPR go down to 19th. Huddersfield go down to 23rd and Stoke stay 24th. Yeah, this stream's pretty bad because I got home from my football match at like 10 past 8, so 20 minutes into this game. And then I had to set it up quickly, start the stream, then have dinner. And then because like when this like restarts, like refreshes, it like turns the commentary off, which is annoying, but... And then in the second half I had to do something for like 20 minutes as well, and then commentary turned off during that, which is annoying, but we had around 15 people in the end on the stream. Still have 8, which is alright. See our subs. We started on 1,502. We've gone down 2 subs today. For some reason, I don't know. But it's fine. But anyway, got 2 subscribers today. To Joshy, thank you for subscribing, shout out to you. And Clock Power, thank you for subscribing, shout out to you. So, shouting out 2 people. Everyone that's subscribed to shout and their name pops up here, I'll shout them out. Got 4 minutes for the Reading match until that's in the 90th minute. I'm probably going to end the stream now. But thanks for watching. We're not going to do a stream tomorrow because there's only Europe games. Let's have a look. So tomorrow is just Europa League qualifiers and MLS, which is 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So I'm definitely not going to be doing that. Wolves are playing Torino tomorrow, aren't they? Yep. I would do it, but because Europe, UEFA like give me copyright sometimes, which is annoying, but can't do that. I'll do Aston Villa Everton as my next stream, so I'll start at 7:30 Friday. I should be able to do that. Don't think I've got anything going on Friday. Well, Friday evening I don't have anything. It's also La Liga matches. But we'll do that, and then Saturday we are going to do either Derby West Brom or Norwich Chelsea. Haven't decided yet, I'll decide then. Then we'll do Watford West Ham. Wait, what are the 3 o'clock kickoffs in? I could do Stoke Leeds to make up for this stream not doing that well. If there's commentary for Stoke Leeds, I might do that, but I'm most likely going to do Watford West Ham. Would do Man U Crystal Palace, but loads of people like Mark Goldbridge are going to be doing stuff like that, which are going to get like at the top of the recommended for that. So I won't do that. I'll do like Watford West Ham or Sheffield United Leicester, and then Arsenal Liverpool Arsenal. I mean, I'll do that because it's the only game on at that time. then Sunday, there's three streams most likely. Swansea, Birmingham, and then we'll do Bournemouth, Man City. I might not do Bournemouth, Man City. I'm not sure. It's 2 o'clock, and I might be doing something there. I'm not too sure. And then Tottenham, Newcastle, Wolves, Burnley. I'm not sure which one to do. I'll decide then, but we've got late streams coming up. We'll look at Monday. Is there any games here? What's the date? Monday 26th. This Thursday there's the Champions League draw, so I'm going to do a live stream for that. But on this Monday it's just National League games. Could do one, but I most likely won't. Or any decent teams like Notts County against Chorley. Tuesday, EFL Cup. Who are Leeds playing? I don't even know if Brentford got through. And Leeds playing Stoke, who are their opponents this weekend. There is a Nottingham Forest derby, which I did say I would do, so I'll probably do that. I know, we'll have to wait and see. Wednesday, EFL Cup games as well. I'll do Newcastle, Leicester, or Everton v Lincoln, most likely. And then Thursday, is there anything? No. Friday, Cardiff, Fulham. And then Saturday, probably Southampton, Man U, then Man City, Brighton, or Chelsea, Sheffield United. Probably Chelsea, Sheffield United, and then Burnley, Liverpool. And then I'm not going to do a stream Sunday. So that's pretty much all the games I'm going to do until the end of August. Let's see. Oh, it's 1-1. West Brom scoring a late goal. Not sure what minute it's in. It's in the 91st minute. I'll still be subbed. I don't know who's unsubscribed, to be honest, but don't know why people subscribe then unsubscribe. They haven't done anything wrong to make them unsubscribe. Maybe because I was doing something whilst the commentary turned off and they thought, oh, this guy's might as well unsubscribe to him. I was like, why is there so much things coming up? Okay, what is this? I've just clicked on one of them. I didn't want to do that. So just keep coming up every 3 milliseconds. What is this? There's like 7 that came up then. But Josh Taylor says bye. Well, hopefully I'll see you for the next stream on Friday. But obviously Josh is a Leeds fan and they won, now they're top of the league, so he's probably happy about that. Rangers Celtic got 2 derbies. Or 2 big games. I don't know if this is it's Old Firm derby or something like that. I didn't even watch the Scottish League. It's probably Lazio Roma as well. So much derbies. On my birthday as well. But anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. Let's refresh it just to see. It's 93rd minute. I might as well wait until this game ends. We'll see what happens. Probably nothing will happen, but it's 1-0 at the moment. We'll wait till full time and then we'll end it. I can't watch again on holiday. That's fine. If you are. not expecting everyone to watch every stream I do. As always, in the last summer I was watching this YouTuber every day, then I went on holiday and I couldn't watch him for like 3 days. But the game should be ending any second now. It's 94th minute, there's 4 minutes added on. It looks like it's going to end 1-1. No, West Brom have a dangerous attack, Matt Phillips. No, that's full time, never mind. But that ended 1-1. So what that doesn't... Yeah, that does change the league table actually. So we'll look at the updated league table then. I can't even... Yeah, there's the updated league table. West Brom are 6th and Reading are 15th. So that's the updated team. I'm not on Monday. I mean, what's the game? It's Aston Villa Everton, my next stream. If you want to watch that, then that would be great for me. But you don't have to. I did an Aston Villa stream, got like 150 people in there. I know quite a few of them were Villa fans. Hopefully, if they're not going to the game,